Hello.
Hi.
Bring some vlog.
Hey yo, how's everybody doing? It's in Eva, RP, Kelly. Hope everyone's doing all right. My laptop is angry with me because it's been in a hot garage all
How dare.
weekend.
Banished to the Phantom Zone.
Night.
I'm worried about Storm. I just set up Storm's automatic feeder. I was explaining that to Sam and Laura backstage, and she's very much enjoying it because it's not in the puzzle bowl, so she can just eat all of the food. And I'm like, should I give her more meal points throughout the day? Because she'll get like some in the morning and some at night. But if you grow up, it's on you.
Oh no.
We'll see.
You'll figure it out.
He's just over there in his doggy bed.
Puppy.
Tonight was back to, well, it's like a welcome back night at the children's middle school. So we went there, and our older two received their schedules and toured the building. We helped them figure out where their classes are. My husband was mildly salty over the whole thing because their middle school is set up very similarly to how mine was, in which there is the 6th grade hallway and pretty much all of the 6th grade classes except their electives are there. So my husband was salty because apparently at his middle school he had to walk from one side all the way to the other. He kept saying they didn't have hallways, that their hallways were outside. I still don't functionally understand.
Mine were all outside.
But did you have
My
one or
middle
two
school-
floors?
Remember my middle school.
One. It was all trailers.
I guess
Yeah,
all of our classes
see-
were near each other. But in high school, it
See,
was,
he said he had 2 floors. And I was like, well, how did you get to the ones on the 2nd floor? And he's like, well, we just had no hallways. And I'm like, so how did you still, I don't understand. I will say my husband is not very good at explaining it because his attitude is just very much there just were no hallways. We just walked to classes, and I'm like,
I'm guessing if they're all the classes, the doors were facing outside, into a center plaza. Or
yeah.
something.
See, but that's what I was trying to figure out. Does that with Laura's situation, were they all trailers? Because our music room was in a trailer in my elementary school, or were they in separate buildings? But either way, the children.
Go ahead.
The children have a 2-story school, and most of their classes are all grouped together, except their electives, which are
I think we had the 7th grade and the 8th grade floor.
near no class.
Sam, you're cutting out. You're glitching a lot.
Hello?
Either that or I am.
No,
I
it's
realized.
Okay.
No, I think my computer's just hot. I've turned the AC on, so hopefully it'll get better. But
Sam. Have you tried streaming from the fridge?
I have not. But either way, we went and we met the children's teachers and stuff. And then a half day Wednesday, and then they start school full time next week. Tomorrow we go to the elementary welcome back ceremony thing. We get to meet our youngest teachers for the year. All
Do you know
fun
if
things.
it's the same teachers?
Do I know what?
If it's any of the same teachers that the boys had?
Oh, it won't be.
There's one more food in
She
there.
only has, I don't think so. She only has 2 teachers primarily, because she'll have like an English and something teacher, and then a math and science teacher. And her homeroom teacher's already called, so
Our class drove
She
a
has
couple of
only-
teachers to retirement.
Wow.
she has only ever had one teacher the same as one of her brothers. Other than that, she's had all different teachers.
Wow.
I'm here now. It didn't start for me. Oop.
Mm.
Rude. My kiddo starts first grade. Oh,
Woo woo!
I'm about to start my last semester of college. Then I'll graduate.
finishing. See, we
Yeah.
moved
Very
to LA
exciting.
in like 5 days, right?
Mm-hmm. And then, so I fly out there the 10th and classes start the 16th. Exciting. / terrifying. It's fine. I'm fine.
Are you?
It's still in
what
the
do you
same country, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, I'm going from East Coast to West Coast.
West Coast.
yeah. So you don't have to find like a new bank and a new phone provider and everything.
No, luckily not. That was,
Yay. That was tough.
I was like, oh, I'll have the fan pointed at me, but it's pointing from behind, so it's just blowing all of my hair into my eye. And I was like, this is not working. Thank you.
Yay, first grade.
Woo.
Final semester, not even final year. Like I won't have I'm graduating in December. So
It's your Christmas present to yourself.
I feel that.
yeah. Like get all my graduation gifts if I'm getting any. Hopefully I am. Kind of banking on that.
I feel this. 2 of mine are starting middle school now. And all 3 of them are acting like teenagers, even though my youngest one is still in the single digits for a couple months. She, like, my husband and I were talking about it, and she used to, when I would be like, I'd have something on the TV while I did the laundry, and she'd come downstairs and just be like, Mom, can I watch your TV? Just because she wanted to exist in the same room with me and watch her stuff, and I would give her the TV. But now I'll be like, hey, so do you just like want to hang out? You can have the TV while I do my thing. And she's like, no. And I found out why. Because she's on Messenger Kids with her best friend from school, and they just call each other. And I'm like, what do you mean you're picking other humans over me now? And so, like, I told them, you have to watch 1 episode of something with me a week. It doesn't, they get to pick what we watch, but we have to watch it together.
I thought you were just saying at night, and I was like, damn, Sam.
No, I don't need that. I don't need that much time with my children. I'm the detached parent, okay? But so they watch the episode with me, and they're little butts too, because they'll like come down and be like, okay, and they're all excited, and they like really enjoy watching the episode. Like my oldest gets into Supernatural at the moment. He like trying to figure out what the monster is, and my middle, he like, we just finished Stranger Things season 1, and he was like all intrigued and all into it and stuff. But then, like, the moment that episode is over, they're like, okay, I'm done. And then they run out of my room going, I'm free. And I'm like,
How dare you rub it in?
Your oldest watching Supernatural and like about to enter middle school, I'm like feeling old, like having flashbacks, because I started watching Supernatural when I was in 8th grade. Yeah, because they were on like season 10. I think they just came out. And yeah, 8th grade, and then I'd caught up to it. No, it was season 9, because I had to wait for season 10 to come out. But that was all, like, 9% of my brain power in, like, 8th grade through, like, 9th and 10th was devoted to Supernatural. Like, my family, my graduation party from high school, which was just, like, relatives, was supernatural themed because that is what consumed so much of my experience was supernatural. So
he might be the same age you were then, because like he's a little old for a 6th grader. Technically, he'll be 13 in October.
yeah, I was 13, or yeah, I don't know what point of the school year I started it, but yeah, 13 or 14, probably 13.
I did the last semester of my 2nd degree this summer. I should be getting my diploma in a couple of weeks, actually. Congrats.
Yeah.
I got one graduation card, but I was an old already, so less scared.
Still. Yeah. It's a little nerve-wracking, but I don't even know, and I'm not gonna be able to stream probably, or at least stream a lot less during the semester because of time weirdness. But we'll see.
The eternal sadness of that will last 5 months. CB, if you're feeling old, well, how about this? I remember watching Sam when he was on Gilmore Girls. For a second, I thought you meant me, like watching Sam on Gilmore Girls, and I was like, I don't remember being on Gilmore Girls.
Yeah, because Jared Padalecki, who plays Sam, played Dean
I know.
on Girls.
In my brain, I translated Gilmore Girls into Golden Girls. I'm like, he was on there?
Not quite.
He's not quite that old.
I was like, very confused. I'm like, was he like 6?
I would have loved being on Golden Girls, though. But yeah.
I'd be okay on being on any of these shows, honestly. They're all done, but
The first episode with the lady on the ceiling and the missing baby had me shut Supernatural off. It was in 2018. I tried to start from episode 1, had a baby asleep in the other room.
I mean, the baby was fine.
Baby was fine. Mildly traumatized, but healthy. It did live. In episode 1, the baby was fine. He got to 22 years of age.
At the end of
Graduated twice and still haven't gotten anything for graduating either time. I mean, I got a luggage set from my bougie grandma, and that's it. I remember watching Sam when CB wasn't even an adult yet.
Yeah, Supernatural started when I was 3. So 2. I was 2 when Supernatural started.
I think that time I was the intended Sam in the comment.
Oh. Oh, okay. That makes sense. I wasn't an adult yet. Yeah.
But let me tell you,
like,
watching
that I was
Okay, I was 15 when it started. That's why I watched it.
Watching
Through high school and
Supernatural
college.
with my puberty child, who's very much acting like, oh my gosh, my child is such a mix of not stereotypes and like also stereotypes. It's really funny. So we're watching it, right? We're watching episode 1, which is about a woman in white who like kills, cheaters. And so I'm teasing my son and I look over and I'm like, all right, so the lesson you take away from this episode is you don't cheat, especially with women on the side of the road wearing white dresses. And he goes, got it. Just like so serious. he's like, got it. And then we're watching episode 3, right? Well, first we watched episode 2, which I have conflicting feelings about because, well, I think it came out before the tribes said not to use that monster anymore. But like the lore and the representation of the monster is actually like one of the most accurate ones I've ever seen from my understanding. And so I explained this to my oldest child and everything, and he's like, oh, okay, cool. And then like, we talk about it throughout the episode. And then today we watch episode 3. And in episode 3, there's this traumatized little boy who like draws pictures and stuff, right? And Dean kind of feels a kinship to him because he also saw a parent die. And he goes over and he starts talking to the kid. And he tells the kid, he's like, oh, you like to draw? That's cool. He's like, chicks dig an artist. And my son looks over at me and he goes, is that true? And I'm like, what? Are you trying to get are you trying to get dating tips from Dean Winchester? And he goes, maybe.
I mean, is he
Could do worse.
Boy? I don't know. I based 90% of my personality on Dean Winchester for a good 5 years. So I can't.
I would say older Dean's not that bad, but younger Dean, little question. It depends. Of the two brothers, Dean is the best brother from beginning to end, but
because Dean is the best. But my older brother, because he watched Supernatural when he was around this age. Go ahead.
Well, we hope that we bring you some peace with your overwhelm. And hold on, I'm hoping to launch a bookish Etsy shop this month, so that's what I'm prepping for, not me trying to be a part of the convo in the same way. So it's fine.
It's cool. But yeah, so my older brother started watching Supernatural when he was 13, also 8th grade, and he's 3 years older than me. And so he had long hair and then he cut it short, similar to how Dean cut it. And he had a jacket, kind of so he did that. And then I started watching Supernatural 8th grade, and then in 9th grade I cut my hair short. And
just had a bunch of little Deans in the house.
I have my Samuel, his necklace, literally I'm looking at it right now. Because I never got over it, and I won't get over it. Probably ever, because it was so there for very formative years. Yeah.
CB can attest to this. I have very pretty children, just all three of them, very pretty hair. My oldest just came in here and went, true. You want to come show the world how pretty you are? You can do your gaming time, but come here. Look at how pretty he is. Look at these eyelashes. Can you see them?
No.
These eyelashes. Get close.
Yeah, like, okay.
You see these eyelashes? You see these eyelashes? Other eye. So
Sure.
pretty. Okay, you're free. I want you to see how much you let me do to his face. All right, go do your gaming time. That's my oldest. He's the one taking lessons from Dean Winchester right now. but they're really pretty and stuff. And everybody's always told me how pretty they are. And the boys are constantly called she and mistaken for girls and stuff. And it used to bother my middle. But he came in my room to have a conversation the other day about he's like, why do people call me a girl? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, is it really that big a problem? And he goes, I guess not. I'm like, would it be a bad thing to be a girl? And he goes, no. And I'm like, but I know it's frustrating, right? Because you're not one. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, but they can only really bother or hurt your feelings with it if you think it's a bad thing. And he goes, that's fair. And I'm like,
when
but
I had my hair short, people misgendered me, which was surprising because I wasn't a child. I was like, people would do it. I'd be like, okay, they're still there. What? I'm not against it, but what?
My son is also often misgendered. It bothers him, but mostly because he thinks they're dumb because he's so obviously a boy. Yeah, it's trying to find that middle ground of validating their feelings, but it's also
it doesn't matter, but it's still confusing.
Yeah.
And a little frustrating because it's not accurate.
But Fox said this poor boy when I was showing.
Another thing I had just within reach is I was so into Supernatural for 8th grade. So I might have started watching Supernatural in 7th grade. I had, we did art projects. We were supposed to make an animal or something. And so in the show, there's a character that refers to Dean as Squirrel and his brother as Moose. And so I made it Dean
Yeah.
Squirrel.
Rocky
He's wearing a little FBI suit. He has green eyes because Dean has green eyes. But the teacher thought I was going to explode everyone else's project with the tail. So it has like a hole all the way through the tail. But yeah, I'm pretty proud of this. Like, only art project that that looks like a squirrel, you know? Not an artist. But I was like, yeah.
I love that.
Just really heavy.
One time we were at a flea market with the grandchildren and my children, so there was my son 6 and 2 granddaughters, 2 and 4 in a wagon, and we were in a boutique with girls' clothes.
Mm-hmm.
I assume there's more.
Yeah.
The lady was like, take a hat for each of the girls, and so I grabbed 2, and she misgendered my son, and then went to the check after I told her so, cupping his face in her hands. Super awkward.
That is so weird. Checking.
Yeah.
Bad vibes.
Hold on, look at, there we go. Laura, go ahead and introduce yourself to the peoples.
Hi. I'm Laura Nettles. I am currently doing a pivot. So I'm now writing sensual, queer, tragic love stories set against gothic horrors and the dark, where creatures stir and death is just the next step. So I'm focusing more on adult, queer, horror, gothic, and I'm super excited. And I just started a second YouTube channel today. So it's called Run to the Castle. So
Very fun.
yeah, it's all Run Disney stuff.
What's like the theme, like for the videos? Like, what is the content going to be?
Weight loss and running training, and then it'll be the actual events. I'm gonna do a marathon on May 4th, and then like January 8th through the 11th or whatever is the actual Dopey challenge. So the 5, 10, half, and full marathon.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm training for. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Sorry, I was starring when we were in the chat. So and now.
Photo, talk about a 17, I think, in that picture.
So yesterday.
You know,
hello, I'm CB, queer fantasy author, and college students. I'm a screenwriting major. I haven't done this in so long that I don't actually remember my intro at all. My channel is on semi-hiatus, but I do every Wednesday do Whip Wednesday with Sam, where we work on our current works in progress and host productivity sprints to do so. On alternating our channels, this week will be my channel at 2 p.m. EST. Yeah. Ta-da!
hi, I'm Writing Mom Smith El Nassif. This is my channel where I talk about writer things, parent things, and writer-parent things. I'm a connoisseur of all things romance and fantasy. Right now, I have been mainly trying to consume lots and lots of fiction, along with lots of family stuff. But I'm making steady progress on my WIP. And if you would like to socialize, where I once again live and exist, in my server, you can join my Coffee Ko-Fi down below.
Give
That's
Sam money.
not what I wanted. There we go.
I'm giving like Victorian hair buns.
Yeah, it's like, why wouldn't they believe? You told them. Like, you wouldn't.
People are
I have to check out your goals.
yeah, I'm like, what are the goals?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, when do you start the 3 thingy? Everyone will
Hopefully January. So right now I'm doing the Dracula Road walking challenge, and then I have the Pendleton Witch Trail challenge. And then I will hopefully go on to the Lord of the Rings challenges.
Is that walking to Mordor?
Yeah.
I have the little app. Like, I have been walking to Mordor for like a year now. I'm so far away. I was maybe like 2 years now because I was dead for the majority of that. So I'm very excited for you to do it. Annihilate my score.
I'm hoping to do it in a year. So.
Oh yeah, I'm on day 485. So
Can
you're
you
gonna
friend
and I am at 1,181 miles, and I only have 599.2 miles left.
Ooh.
So maybe I'll finish by the time you start.
Is it walkable or?
Yeah, or no,
It's
fantasy
a
hike.
Challenger medals.
No,
Challenger medals?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
Can you friend people on it?
I don't know.
yeah.
The walking challenge I'm currently doing are on Pacer. So this will be my first Challenger.
I'm using a different app. You can be friends on this app, but you have to pay $3, like it's a flat fee.
Oh, not Challenger. The Conqueror.
I just want to do things with people, and I need to start walking again.
I'll do another one. I'll join it. I'm hoping that mine will be higher, so I'll be taking a lot of public transportation in LA rather than driving. But also,
So it's 5 medals for the Challenger Lord of the Rings. It's
Mhm.
145 miles for the first one, 98 miles for the second, 40 miles for the third, 95 miles for the fourth, and 282 miles for the fifth.
Laura, is it this one?
Yes.
Okay. RP's doing his second marathon
Woohoo!
in late October. As we age, time changes. It's so odd. I remember what 3 or 5 years felt like while in my early 20s. And now it's not nearly so long now in my 40s. I feel that just subtract a decade to each of us. I was going to do a walking challenge with you. I think it was in February. That didn't happen either way. Where do I sign up to the goals and things? What is the app, CB? How far? Laura has shared thing.
but I did a different app. The app I did is Fantasy Hike. So it's to mount something, but it's not actual. It's all slightly to the left so they don't violate copyright stuff.
I think that's fine, Lisa.
Yeah, because your body's still doing the work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just a social creature. I don't like doing things on my own at all. I will have to look into these walking challenges. I really enjoyed the one that you did in February, Laura.
Oh, yay. It's like right now, I'm ahead of pace for the Dracula one. So come on.
I do not expect to actually succeed any of these, but I'm gonna give it my go.
So it is not fixing itself. Anyway, it's Dracula Road. And as you go through the Google map, you get these postcards of different landmarks along the way.
Ooh.
And you get a medal at the end. So this one is my Kyoto one.
Oh, they actually send you medals?
Mm-hmm.
For free?
No, you sign up and pay for it.
Ah. Oh, that's cool.
That's Kyoto.
Thank you. I almost put that my birth year was 1190.
You are an immortal deity.
I almost gave away my one of my true ages.
Typing the password is killing me. I'm trying to make one account. It's like the passwords don't match, and I'm like, what about now? And they're like, no. Try.
I only type it in the first time and then I copy paste it. How did you hear about us?
Friends.
French.
Oh, this is cool.
Okay. What's the challenge code for? Oh wait, buy your challenge, receive your code.
The Jesus Trail.
Where's the search function? I want Dracula.
Dracula's on Pacer.
Oh.
Lord of the Rings is on Conqueror.
Marathon.
Find Lord of the Rings somewhere. But alright, we should go into our first thingamathinger.
Okay.
It's $200 for the full thing, yeah. For all 5 medals.
That's a little rich for Sam's blood right now.
That's why I'm waiting till January, and hopefully I have a job.
5 medals. It's $200.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's a long thingamawalker for your first one.
Yeah, just 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
My first one was the Sleepy Hollow one. I think it was 40 miles.
Yes.
Maybe it was 26. I don't remember.
Oh yeah, no, totally worth it. I just don't have it right now.
If you open up the Shire, I think it's the Shire. There's the one ring is in the back.
Oh, I've seen ads for this on TikTok.
Yeah, you can put it in Mount Doom metal.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let us go into our first sprint of the night.
Okay.
All right, so 3, 2, 1, go.
Whoop, whoop. I closed the door and now Roy wants in.
Isn't that always how it goes?
Mhm.
So, what did everybody work on, and how did they do?
I journaled.
Hearing.
Nice. I journaled. I ate a nectarine, helped Mom with the groceries, and played with Roy.
I installed both the Challenger and the Pacer. Forgot I was installing the Pacer. I listened to an audiobook and was doing some of my, like, updating my sticker pages because my sister's ordering the stuff this week, so I'll be able to start putting book sticker things in my reading journal. Nice. And I got some audiobook listening done. I'm listening to Under the Whispering Door.
Okay.
And I'm enjoying that. Eva would like to know which one you've... welcome to Fitness Time with Laura. Laura, which app would you recommend for a first or a newbie?
Well, I've only used Pacer so far because those ones are cheaper. They're like $39 a thing, and you get a medal and everything. And there's a wide variety of distances to choose from. So you can do shorter ones so that you can get it done in like a couple weeks or a month, just so that you can test it out, see if you like doing them in the first place before you sink a bunch of money for like 1,000 miles. So
It's fair.
yeah.
If anyone wants to start one in like September, let me know.
I think
I'll look
I'm
at it.
starting the Pendleton Witch Trail one on Pacer in September.
Yeah, didn't you start, you have a video with all of them, or?
So I ordered 3 because they were having a sale of like buy 3 get 10% off or 20% off or something. And so I got the Kyoto, the Dracula one, and the Pendleton Witch Trail. So I haven't done that one yet, but I have the medal ready for when I do it.
Nice.
So it just has a code to put in when you want to start the challenge, and then you specify how long you want the challenge to go for. It has a recommended time, but you can override it.
It was Roy.
It was.
RP says a lot of walking challenges and endurance running events and stuff have super nice medals, so it's actually worth it to sign up just for the finisher medals. I just told my guy it's on the holiday wish list, so I can walk with you in January. Oh, Twas Roy. Hey, Jen writes romance. How are you doing? Everyone's saying hi to Jen. Zainab, it has been a while since, but you are always welcome back. Kelly just had supper. I'm beginning my writing for today. Well, tonight. Fair enough. I really enjoyed Under the Whispering Door. It is so far the only TJ Klune novel that I have not had mixed feelings about. So there's that. CBTJ Klune was the one who wrote Wolf Cry.
Yeah, I remember.
It was Wolf Song, because Wolf Cry is by Amelia. And that one's...
Didn't they also write House on the Cerulean Sea?
Yeah. I just straight up did not like that one. I wanted to like that one, and it was kind of cute, but also I got so tired of the narrative preaching at me. There were sometimes I forgot there was, in fact, a plot going on. Because
Wow. That's rough.
there's only so many times you can tell me to not judge people by their outsides before I stop caring about your speech.
Stop caring and start judging.
I will judge people on a lot of things. Their outsides is not one of them. But part of me wanted to do that meme where it's like, this could have been an email.
Mm.
It's like, it's terrible too. There would be like such this cute little bonding moment going on, but then like the bonding moment ends, like is infiltrated by, and see, this is why you shouldn't judge people by their outsides, because oh, you actually got to know this person and they're really cool. And I'm like, you couldn't just let me have this moment.
You don't need to tell me what I should be thinking.
See, and this is why you shouldn't be mean to people who are different, because they're different, but that doesn't make them evil. Even though this character is the Antichrist, that doesn't make him a bad kid. I'm like, I don't know where we're gonna go with that. Because for those of you who don't know, that's like part of the plot of the book is that this is like a magic foster house, and one of the children's name is Lucy. He's literally Satan's son.
Oh, the one at the end of the sea?
Yeah.
House of the Cerulean Sea, yeah.
Didn't that get like...
Mr.
with
Poon,
that about it being inspired by like a native people story, but then like not
a native people story.
Yeah.
A catastrophically tragic historical event.
Yeah.
That happened.
Still happening, or like still being uncovered about how horrible it was.
Yeah, and I mean, really, if you read the book, the book by itself is just kind of like, this happened quite a few places in quite a few ways where children were taken from their homes to be assimilated. But like, in the book, it's just like a bunch of monster children, like literal monster children. One is a goop person, as like are being taken and raised because they don't have families. Like, they're not removed from their families. They don't have families. So if he had just not said anything, nobody would have ever known. But then for him to say that, yeah, that's what the book was based on, and then to read the book, I'm like, I don't think you understood what you were writing about. Like, sir, I don't quite think you get the gravity of the situation. And like, he's gotten in trouble for some writing about some other things, but then went on to like do sequels and stuff where he like apologized and tried to fix it. Not that though. That he likes to be very quiet about. So yeah, even on just a book level though, I didn't gel with that book. I'm working on completely rewriting a chapter and got 509 words written. Yes.
Nice.
So
I'm trying to thread a needle.
I will be going from House Under the Cerulean Sea to, what's my next book? Or not Under the Whispering Door, which is actually quite interesting. So I'm 40% through.
Sorry, it's really hard to thread a nail with stiletto nails. Thread a needle with stiletto nails. There we go. In case you thought otherwise, which I doubt anyone would, but
You have mad skills.
I do have math skills. I don't have math skills. I'm still a baby beginner. We have a bunch of embroidery that relatives on my mom's side has done in the past, but we don't know who made what. So my mom's gonna ask her mom to try and see. But my mom's like, you gotta like embroider a C at the bottom of all your projects. And I'm like, but that'll ruin. Maybe I'll make like a certain like little design or something to put in. But I think the like dumb fat cat crawling out a window is going to be a little more distinct than the various like pretty aprons and chair covers and various things. I'm like, I think the relatives would know. So I'm long since dead. Then it'll be funnier to be like, which one of our relatives did this?
You have the sense of humor.
What'd you say, Sam?
Said you could put a C in the fur pattern, and then that'd just be your thing. You always have a cat with a C in its fur and all your little things.
Yeah, but then I would have to embroider an entire cat.
You could just do a little like flower, little tiny flower bud in the corner.
Yeah, the problem is that there's like everyone's is very similar, all of the relatives, which I kind of looking at it was making me think that it was all made by one person. But they're aged differently, so maybe it's one person to different points throughout their life. But
could be.
I don't know.
Well, after I finish Under the Whispering Door, I get to go to Babel.
You get to go to what?
Babel.
By R.F. Kuang. Which is also funny because I've been watching Vincenzo, and the like evil corrupted corporation in Vincenzo is Babel before. So that's gonna be a fun switch over. Yeah, see, I know I love the author's writing. RF has written several stories that I just love, but I have not read Babel yet. So we shall see. The line for it on my Libby has been very, very long, but it's also on Hoopla, and there's no such thing as a line on Hoopla. You just only get eight books a month. 5.
Which is a lot of books in the grand scheme of things.
For many of people, it is a lot of books, yes. Yes. I can't help it, CB. I got through Ice Planet Barbarians very quickly. Okay.
I know you did.
So quickly. But I had to wait months because I could only do 8 at a time.
How many are there total?
19. But sometimes I would have to use the loan not for an Ice Planet book, but instead for a different book that I needed to read for a readathon. I know, it delayed my progress even further. It's fine. It's fine. I'm working on getting a library card so I can read more, but actually getting to the library is difficult.
My mom works from home on Fridays, and
Yeah.
I'm finally on the car insurance for her car now, so I can drive to the library on Fridays.
I have a library like a 5-minute walk down the road, and it's kind of awesome.
This lucky bitch.
Nice.
It is. Well, I'm moving. I have 5 minutes in the library being down the road, and it's not a great library, but it's in our system. Our system's pretty good, and you can request books to it from the other libraries.
We have one library. It is downtown. Therefore, we only go once a month, if that. But
Yeah.
they're building another library right by my mom's house,
Ooh.
which is halfway between me and downtown. But, like, my heart is torn because I've gone to the other library since I was a child. And my children have gone to that library since they were toddlers. And I'm like, the other one will be more convenient. But the librarians know me at the other one. They know the children. I don't. My heart so torn. So torn.
You can do both libraries.
That's probably what we're gonna do. Is like my mom will just take the kids to her library a lot, then we'll still make our monthly journey downtown. We're like my oldest thoroughly impressed his middle school English teacher because she was asking him, "Do you like English?" I was like, I told him to tell her that he likes to read because he does, and that we go to the library once a month. And she's like, oh, you don't see that? And I'm like, oh, and he really loves to write essays. And she's like, my man, do you? And he goes, yeah, persuasive essays. So
I enjoyed persuasive essays, but then we had to write like analysis essays or like talk about the theme for 5 to 7 pages. And I'm like, no.
I like
don't wanna-
analysis. I like analysis essays, if only so I could point out the weirdest shit. And
String of teachers that didn't like you didn't get grades unless you agreed with them. It was really rough.
I hated that.
Grades. Plus plenty of other factors. But
Zainab has 2 library cards, one from one from the library from the city I live in, and one from the city I'm in for college. So I've been making the most of Cloud Library. I gotta look into that one.
wow, that's what I used, yeah.
I didn't know Cloud Library was a thing. Why didn't you tell me?
Yeah, that's what my local library uses.
Analysis. Yes, my child.
If I do, I don't have any time.
Yeah, can I show the people how pretty your eyes are?
Fine.
What was that?
Yeah.
He goes, fine, and then shoves his nose in the air and starts like walking off with an exaggerated hip swing. And I'm like,
Wrong direction? You said fine, but it feels like a no.
that feels like a definite no to me. I didn't actually think that one would let me do it because that's my shy one. Then he said fine, and I was surprised, and then just swaggered away, and I was like, oh.
I think he was like a picture or something, not.
I think
Dinner's
so.
ready over here, so I need to go eat with the fam, but I'll be back.
We shall see you soon. I prefer Andrea Stewart over R.F. Kuang. She wrote the Drowning Empire trilogy, which is kind of like the Poppy War, but not really. So sassy. I've never read Andrea Stewart. I don't typically compare my authors that way. So, I don't know. Especially if, like, their writing is similar but not. I've been meaning to read The Poppy War, and now I'll look into Andrea Stewart.
Is it Andrea or Andrea?
I don't know! The French student in me says Andrea, but you could be right. It might be Andrea. Please let us know if that is an E or an A sound at the end. But for those who read, or for those thinking about reading The Poppy War, I highly recommend The Poppy War as long as you are okay with reading fucked up, sad war shit. Because there's a lot of fucked up, sad war shit. But I find the main character's character arc just chef's kiss. It's so great. And I need other people to experience it and discuss it with me. But also, as I said, the level of fucked up war shit. Like, yeah, it was the closest thing I could think of.
Sam, how do we enter another sprint? Or I'm gonna have to leave in like 20 minutes. I'm going to New York City tomorrow, but I'm taking the train in, and it's a bit of a hike. My friend and I are spending a day in the city. Sam knows this, but so it's getting near my bedtime. I should probably get to bed.
So, do you want me to do the sprint now, or do you want to wait a little bit? You can say goodbye, and then we do the sprint.
Oh, wait a little bit then, I guess. Yeah, I'm not sprinting, so.
Yeah, because the sprint will be 20 minutes. And yeah. Good question.
I'm
not
Taylor
sure,
Swift
but she is Asian American.
I do not know.
Oh, well, I guess I'm going to find out if I can handle that horse. I will, several of the, like, the things that I'm calling fucked up horse shit, it's all based on actual war crimes and events that, like the Poppy War is, yeah, the Poppy War is not a historical novel at all. I'm not claiming it is. No, nobody go into it or like expecting historical accuracy. But a lot of the war crimes and events and stuff in the novel are based on actual war crimes and events that happened. So I know RF pulled a lot of inspo and stuff from all of that. Also, I think as a history major or something to that effect. Steady. I have trouble getting books to read because I didn't have the funds to buy them, so I'm trying to get a library card because it's free in my area. I mean, that's fair. I
love libraries.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to remember the last time I bought me a book, other than our Girls' Day. I meant before our Girls' Day.
I know when you bought a book.
I know. Before our Girls' Day, I don't remember the. Oh, it was for the Year of Favorites readathon because I couldn't get my grubby little hands on them for free. But other than that, yeah, I don't buy many books at all. And you could ask CD. We both put a lot of thought into the books we do buy because books they ain't cheap.
No, I actually don't buy many books. I buy a lot of books. I have a lot.
If a book is like $8 or $9, I'm all like, let me just buy all of them. And then I'm like, no, I can't do that. That adds up. Andrea Stewart is author of The Bone Shard Daughter, aka Drowning Empire. I have that book on my TBR. I just didn't know the author. Fair enough. And I haven't read them. I'll add it to my very long list of things to read. The Bone Shard Daughter would be the one. Also, I'd love some light academia romance / fantasy recommendations that came out recently, wanting to read more. Also finding some comps for my wit. I mean, I would give you any if I knew of any. Oh, something that on Stieg and Malin's, like the last Tuesday of every month, they go through and discuss a craft book. Laura guest starred with them last week, and one of the things that she says she does, especially for comp titles, is she calls the library and she asks librarians for comp titles, and then she describes her whip, and they will recommend comp titles, and then Laura reads those titles as well. So, like, that could be something to do. You could call your library and ask for some academia romance or in fantasy recs. Because, like, librarians are, in fact, paid and trained to do such. I'm trying to think. I haven't been doing much reading this weekend because I was watching Vincenzo and then I was just sleeping for eternity. Though Webtoons did put out a new, like, batch of Webtoons, and they keep, like, recommending things to me. And I'm like, Webtoons, I have too many. And then Webtoons like, but what about this one? And I'm like, you know how to advertise to me, Webtoons.
Sorry, totally. I was listening to what you're saying, but I forgot I'm supposed to be an active participant in this conversation. I was like, yeah. I was like, wait.
Like, I know, Sam. You told me about the best friend, childhood friendship complex. Interesting. Definitely going to have to look into that. Yes, and if the library recommends you any good ones, you can share those here or in my server, wherever. I've made a new rule for myself to only buy books if I've read them and really loved them, or the following books in a series, because I like collecting. That is largely what I have been doing with audiobooks.
Yeah.
Like, or if it's like an author, like if I read an author and then I'm like, oh yes, I would literally buy everything by this author, then I will blind purchase. Light academia, romance / fantasy sounds so nice. I know. I think I love that. Oh wait. Wicked Fox. I recently read Wicked Fox by Kat Cho. It's like it's like a light academia modern day romance fantasy about a gumiho and this boy who sees her gumihoing, and then now they're stuck together because shenanigans. But that one was really cute. Yeah, it's apparently it's a duology, though I do think you can read the first one and be satisfied. I have this I have the second one on my TBR now. And like I said, that one's kind of like light academia. And I want to say there was another. Let me check my read list, because I actually think there was another one. The boy who sees her gumihoing. That's what happened. Sorry, I'm checking my read list. Murder on Nope. No. Carry on my way. Oh, Carry On by Wayward Rowell. Sorry, Carry On by Rainbow Rowell is basically it's like your chosen one academia, but they skipped to the final year. And apparently it's actually from this other series. And in the other series, the main characters write fan fiction about Simon Snow. And then after the author finished that series, the author was like, okay, but how would I write the actual story of Simon Snow? And now it is its own trilogy.
Wow.
And yeah, so Carry On by Rainbow Rowell, I highly recommend. I actually have book 2 on my Libby right now, and I'm gonna listen to it after I finish some of my year of favorites ones. And yes, CB, book 2 is called Wayward Son. So this is not my fault. Also, it's gay. In case anybody wondered. But yeah, so that would be my my attempts to add into light academia fantasy romance is Simon Snow trilogy by Rainbow Rowell and the Gumiho duology, which has Wicked Fox by Kat Cho. Look at me having reading recs. Yeah.
I know. How impressive. I just realized I haven't secured a ride to the train station tomorrow.
I'm trying. Oh, well, you can go ahead and say your goodnights to everybody.
Yeah,
That was about to...
All right, so long, farewell. I'll just say goodbye. I'm CB Ferrenz, queer fantasy author and screenwriting major. If you want to hang out with me, you can come to my channel this Wednesday at 2 p.m. EST. Sam and I will be working on our current whips and doing some productivity sprints for around 3 hours. Yeah, catch you there. See you later. I'm abandoning you, Sam. Bye-bye.
All right, she can't leave. She's stuck here. All right. For the rest of us, we are going to go into it. Whoops. We're going to go into a sprint. Yes, CB is a screenwriting major. She is in her final semester. She's actually talked about some of the scripts and stuff that she's done for class and whatnot on stream. So if you want, next time she's here, we can talk muchly about that. For the moment, we're gonna go into our sprint. I'm gonna listen to more of the book while I figure out other things to do. And I'll see you guys soon. And we're back.
He's been quiet the whole time.
He had to let everyone know we were back by squeaking the alarm. I got you, Roy. You've got that mom tone of don't help him.
Don't encourage it.
That's what ants are for, Laura. You should know you are one.
3 times over.
Welcome, Courtney. How would you describe someone looking with understanding? I don't want to just say Ron looks at me with such understanding, like a deep emotional understanding, not just like knowledge facts. A knowing look may be cliche, but could work. Also, this is not very deep. Don't listen to me. I don't know. Just don't think Ron would know from experience. He's more a player, and Liam thinks he found his true love and lost her. I don't know. I'm probably overthinking this. Okay, so we want Ron to look at Liam with like sympathy, or like an empathy kind of thing. Like, I understand that you're grieving, even if he doesn't like know from experience what it feels like. Laura's typing something.
I'm typing.
Kelly's got 141 words. Nice. I'm trying to make sure that I understand the knowing we're going for.
Something like this, maybe?
Yeah. Ron looks at me, but not just at my face, actually at me, like he sees what I'm made of, and my hopes and dreams. I think we're going for like pain and agony instead of hopes and dreams.
Okay. Okay. Pull in the angst. Okay.
Yeah, we need angst.
What's the context? Are we like in a battle or?
Well, it sounds as if Liam has just lost the possible love of their life, and Ron is offering some sort of not confidence. Oh my God, what is the word I am looking for? Comfort.
Mm-hmm.
Condolence. That's the word I wanted. Not confidence.
Something like that, maybe? So I said, Ron's eyes wander over my tear-stained face before locking on my eyes. I see myself reflected in his own. My pain is his pain. Okay. Maybe instead of my pain is his pain is my pain is understood.
I just wrote angst. She didn't die. Liam acted out of anger, and Lexi doesn't feel well. And Ron, Liam's brother, is trying to help Liam. Like, y'all are helping so much. You're welcome. Here's mine. Apparently she's not dead though, so you might not want to go to this level. Your bottomless cavern of grief. Well, if you ever need anybody to grieve over saying people, Laura and I got you covered. We may, in fact, have a thing for writing sad people. Who knows? Also, I've been sitting at just the wrong angle and did not notice, so now half of my butt is tingling, but also numb, and I don't like it.
I don't have my pillow on my chair so I can feel my butt bones. Just like, dang it.
And thus, the stream ends an hour early.
Taken down by the butts.
I misread this quote of my own thing, and I thought that said the buttless cavern of grief.
Yes. Well, it is bottomless if it's buttless.
Hey. Bottomless cavern of grief. I'm gonna put that on a sticker. Okay. Lexi's a window and Liam's sister.
A widow.
Oh. Lexi is a widow, and Liam's sister is also dead, so a lot of grief with this novel.
I also read window the first time. Like, window to the soul?
I thought we were going window into the soul or a window into the afterlife, but no, I'm just dyslexic. It's fine.
Roy. We're going on a walk when Mom and Dad get back. You gotta wait, my good sir. Not having it.
That is the most attitude I have heard Roy give you. He's just not having it.
Let's see if I can
What did
get
she do, Roy? What is she not doing?
Not taking them on a walk right now.
Oh no, the greatest of crimes.
It's the cardinal sin.
Riju is trying to figure out how to jump over the dog gate, only I am so glad she's not quite as smart about escape as Nabby was, because Nabby was just a fucking gazelle. She would just clear distances, right? But Riju, she like stands at the gate and she'll like get down on her legs in this spring shape and then try to bounce up like she's a fucking rabbit. And I'm like, that's not gonna your legs weren't designed for that, girl. But she tries. I totally spelled window first, freaked out, and thought I didn't fix it. It's not you, it's us. I'm working on my fantasy whip and it's going good. My MC is putting young teenagers in their place. She's a crone and doesn't tolerate them brawling in the streets. That's right. Tell them there's designated.
No Street Fighter. We're only Mortal Kombat here.
That's right, Laura. Roy is so hard done by. I go away for just a little bit and come back and there's no CB. Oh, she has to get up early tomorrow and the stream started later than usual, so she and I already knew that she would leave early. Yes, we have a Roy to take her place, though.
He's just daddy tonight.
He speaks just as much. That's right. Riju would be in here, but she's not allowed to be on that half of the room supervised when it's not clean, and I haven't swept it up yet.
Roy.
Yeah. Whip Wednesday will be on her channel this week. Hello, Roy. The snark he has.
I know.
He's just like,
take me on the walk now. I demand it.
you keep saying the word, Mother. You keep saying it. And yet we have yet to leave.
Yo. Yes, my boy.
Roy, do you need the sprint sooner so you can leave?
Well, waiting for my parents to get back from the phone store. They're trying to get their phones unlocked so they can use different SIM cards in Korea.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Because I was gonna say we can legitimately start the sprint whenever you need to take the fourth way out.
I might need to walk him myself. Just not wait.
4:29 that sprint, still working on that chapter, but I'm writing a phone call between Alina and Darren. Ooh, phone call. Roy is like, can't we just go twice? I don't know that I've ever seen him this sassy on a Monday night.
Sorry.
So it was Wednesday. So Wednesday I started getting a headache during Whip Wednesday, which was in the early afternoon. And I was like, it feels like we're going to storm, but the weather's nice. And I looked and the forecast was like, yeah, you might get some thunderstorms at like either midnight or 3 in the morning. And I'm like, well, damn. And I like jokingly said, I'm good. But then at like 8 or 9, I'm laying in my bed and Riju comes and lays on me. And because I'm like listening to something with headphones, I don't hear it. But then I hear Vi in the hallway barking at something like she's gonna fight it. And I'm like, oh, she only does that when there's thunder. And I was like, oh shit, is there thunder? It's not 4 in the morning already. And I looked and it was like 7. And then, like, we get a severe thunder warning, a severe thunderstorm warning. And I'm like, motherfucker, my head's better than the forecast. I don't want it to be, but here we are.
Innate skills.
I don't think he's gotta fill a Kong and freeze it for my dog so I can write without him bugging me. Sometimes.
The Kong we have got run over by the lawnmower.
Oh no! They're not quite mower proof. Oh yeah, Laura, do you have any light academia fantasy romance recs? I know you read a lot of dark horror stuff.
I don't have any light academia recs. I've been reading some dark academia.
Do we mean light academia as in the opposite of dark academia, or as in it's lightly schoolish?
Light academia is an aesthetic that's different than dark academia. It's more like ivories and creams and
Because this entire time,
I think it's less death.
Yeah, this entire time I had just been reading light academia as just like, they kind of go to school. The school's not heavily involved in the plot. And it wasn't until you just said that I was like, wait a second.
Like the book that I read that was dark academia, but was less florally written, was An Education in Malice, which is a romance. It's a retelling of Carmilla. So vampires, but in a boarding school. So that's the closest thing I know that I've read.
Courtney has 3, I assume, puppies. One is 145 Rottweiler, so I felt the need for many in case he tore them up. He loves it too much. Yeah, we have, well, as far as dogs go, we have 2 dogs. And one of them is a kitty, well, like a kitty lab. And she likes to chew all the things. And we know when her chew toy is dead because she'll start chewing on things that she's not allowed to chew on.
How dare.
Thanks, my show. More lighthearted and not dark, but set in a school.
Mm-hmm.
3 Kongs, 1 dog. Oh, my bad.
Yeah. So let me pull it off my shelf real quick.
Or she just that. Everyone needs to know I have I Want to Rock and Roll All Night stuck in my head. Completely unrelated, but everyone needed to know.
So this is An Education in Malice. It's not light, it is dark, but it's less intense than
That's heavy.
If We Were Villains. Like, so the academia is poetry. It's not Shakespeare. It's poetry in general for the study, and it is sapphic, and yeah, I don't know. I'd say it's a medium to dark academia. Yes, there's murder and vampires. I just wish there had been more poetry on the page. And I wish the prose had been a little more purple. But yeah. Because her prose in A Dowry of Blood, the Dracula Bride retelling, chef's kiss. Like, I loved that prose. It's like, I wish this prose was closer to her prose in that one. But
It adds to my ever-growing list. Bella's asking if she's looking for some comps for current wit.
If it's YA, the Society for Soulless Girls is the only academia I know for YA.
I don't know anything about it but the title, but I need to read it now. The SSG, the Society of Soulless Girls.
Mm-hmm. If you're looking for adult, I don't know. Let me look real quick.
Getting cold, but I don't want to turn the AC off because then I'm like, then what if it gets hot again? I got to turn it back on.
Let's see. This says Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. I don't know if that is an academia. It's on the Light Academia Books list on Goodreads.
Emily's Encyclopedia of Fairies. Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. I just read that one.
Mm-hmm.
How are we defining academia? Because I thought academia was like it takes place in school.
It's supposed to, yeah, but I think this list is books that people in school would read. I think that's what this list actually is. Because it has Sense and Sensibility on there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I really liked Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. I thought that one was pretty great. It's a really good fae romance. So.
Matilda. Good one. That one is middle grade or children. I think it's a children's chapter book. This says Sputnik Sweetheart by Haruki Murakami. Honey Girl by Morgan Rogers. Aleph by Paulo Coelho. The Elegance of the Hedgehog. And The Book Thief.
That was an interesting one.
Do those take place in schools, though?
The Book Thief does not. None of the ones that I have read none of the ones that I have read that you have listed took place in schools.
They're all in Light Academia lists.
It's really light.
Light in both subject matter and schooling.
Maybe I wasn't wrong. I mean, she goes to school in the book Thief, but like,
They're all listing Little Women.
oh god, it's been so long since I've read that one. I don't know.
Little Witch Academia. It's a manga series.
I think that one actually does take place in school,
Mhm.
but I don't know for sure. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get our final sprint going, mainly because my brain fog's getting really strong, so we may need to end soon.
Okie
But-
dokie.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. That's up. Hello.
Hello.
My YouTube is determined that I need like nothing in the shorts except puppies and news about M&M's come back. And I'm like, I'm not against this, but this is a wild turn from what our algorithm was yesterday, YouTube. So
Yeah. Roy is tippy tapping out there. He's like, "We gotta go. We gotta go."
I gotta pee. Go, Roy. All right, we're gonna look at The Midnight Bargain by C.L. Polk. The Group by Mary McCarthy. Commencement by J. Courtney Sullivan. Small Blessings, a novel by Martha Woodruff. You know, names like Woodruff, I'm like, so did your ancestors build wood roofs? Did they have the only wooden roof in town? I need to know the origin.
It's not fire roof, so.
Brick roof. Behind the Sugar Sky by... I know how to say that name.
Is it Seanan or Shonen?
That's the thing. I'm like, my brain says it should be Shonen, but I think it's Seanan McGuire. I'm gonna say Shonen though. Hope those light academias help finding comp title. I didn't just start reading it as if that itself was the title. Heard nothing. I called up my reference library, described my book, and asked a librarian to name comp titles, then looked them up and read them. And Zainab said, "Whoa, that's amazing. The way introverted me would be so hesitant to do that. Looks like Celia Lake has a bunch of light academia books, Magic School." Nice. Zainab was headed to bed soon. It's been lovely chatting and sprinting. Thanks for stopping in. 270 words this time. Had a slow start, but I'm loving the direction it's going. Awesome.
Nice.
I got 119 words written, and YouTube be weird sometimes. It do be.
I've got to skedaddle and take Roy on his walk.
Yeah, I was going to say, we'll go ahead and end it here for the night. And thank you for joining me, Laura. Laura will be here every Monday this month. I forgot why I was being petty and did this to her, but there was a reason. Thank you all for coming, and we will see you next time. Bye.